And
We
give you
got so
plenty.
much to
I
talk
know.
about and have fun with today, so we want to get started. But for those of you that might be new to joining us, just some guidelines in using Microsoft Teams. So just know that all of your microphones have already been muted and your camera's turned off. So if you're trying to unmute or do any of those things, just know it's not you. It's by design in the settings just to minimize any disruptions and be able to showcase Chef Alyssa and her cooking. So we do want to interact with you though, so make sure that you connect with us in the chat. Feel free to warm up your fingers and say hi over there. We'll be watching for questions coming through. And by way of introduction, so this is your team you have with you today. So my name is Heather Charles. I'm the wellness coach over on Maui. We got Allison over there on the Big Island and
Hello.
Chef Alyssa on Oahu. So we are well represented across most of the islands anyways. But yeah, Allison and I are both wellness coaches. We got Chef Alyssa, who's the star of the show today, and we're really grateful to have her. She's got decades of experience in combining good flavors, good nutrition, and focusing on really healthy vegetarian meals. So we are, again, very lucky to have her expertise and her flavors, right, entering into our own homes and our own kitchens. And again, for those of you that might be new today, you might be thinking, okay, well, I'm here, but I mean, what's really so special? Why should I gravitate towards this whole food plant-based eating style? And there's actually quite a bit to get excited about. Not only can this eating style significantly cut your carbon footprint in half, but it's also the only way of eating scientifically proven to prevent and even reverse chronic diseases. This is type 2 diabetes, coronary artery disease, all these things. That's a really big deal, you guys. Research backed, shown to prevent and reverse disease. So what does that type of eating style entail? Well, whole food plant-based diet celebrates food in its most natural form, closest to the way that it was grown. So I always say things that our ancestors would recognize as food. So we're talking about fruits, vegetables, whole grains, legumes, nuts, and seeds. And while we are celebrating these foods, we're also minimizing processed foods. So these are the things that are coming in bags and boxes and packages, the refined sugars, the white flour, and the animal-derived foods. So I get that all that can feel a little daunting at first, and that's why we have this little saying here up on the screen, which is summed up by Michael Pollan. He's an American author and a journalist. He's written extensively about food and health, and he coined this term. So if you aren't sure where to start, we just eat food, not too much, and mostly plants. So you can take a screenshot of that one, save it on your phone for reference. And again, most of us know that vegetables are good for us. We might have these memories of growing up where it was kind of a chore to eat them. We aren't often seeing them as being delicious, and that's what we're hoping to kind of open your mind up to some new ways of experiencing healthy food, because we want to love the food that's going to love us back. Part of our goal in here also is to just empower you with additional resources and knowledge. So I want to just share one of them with you that's happening right now, called the Food Revolution Summit. So I'm going to just put this, see if this will put into the chat. I don't think it's going to do it as a link, so I may have to try that again in a little bit. But this is an 8-part docu-series about the power of food from a lot of leading experts, some doctors, nutritionists, environmental experts. It started yesterday, but it's free to join, and it's from today through April 29th is this docu-series. So you can watch whatever the topic is for that day. You have 24 hours to watch it, or if you wanted to, you could upgrade to the packages that they have so you have lifetime access. But just want to give a little tip. We are using the protein smoothie recipe from that summit in our class today as well. And want to draw your attention to some of the handouts that came with your confirmation email today as well. This is the introduction to the healthy plate. And you'll notice that half the plate is actually dedicated to vegetables. You'll also see that, right, it doesn't say meat, it says protein. So protein can include plant-based options like beans and lentils and tofu, and some of those things we're going to be talking through today in our class. But really the key takeaway I want for you guys in looking at this is, right, it's colorful. If you see a lot of color on your plate, it indicates you're moving in the right direction and the right path. So we want to count the plants on our plate instead of just the calories. And also want to say, before we dive into the recipes, we're going to have Chef kind of review each of the recipes, and then we're going to pull the PowerPoint down, highlight her cooking and prepping those foods. And again, you can ask questions with that. All of these recipes, Allison usually puts them into the chat, but just so you know, they're also in your email invitation. There are the links, so you can access those and print them for yourself. Also, just want to acknowledge there are many, maybe range of people attending tonight. Some of you, this might be, again, your first time here and you're just like, I don't know what this class is all about. I'm just showing up. Others of you, like Farzaneh, right, you've been with us for years, so you're really moving in this direction. So we're here to just support you with knowledge and resources to move in the direction you choose at the pace that you choose. So these recipes are adaptable. If you have a question about a substitution, put it in the chat. We'll share it with Chef and she'll be happy to speak to it. So just congratulate yourself for being here and enjoying and watching. And here's just an example of what that looks like in your recipe, in your email. So you can see here, you should be able to print or download those recipes for class today. And before we kick off those recipes, just want to share this screen because we hear so much about protein right now. It's kind of like a headlining news thing right now. And when you're contemplating a whole food plant-based diet, you might be wondering or even be getting asked, well, where do you get your protein from? And protein does matter, right? It builds, it repairs the tissues of your body, it keeps you full and satisfied. But the quality of your protein also matters. So we want to see where we can get this from plants, because with the plant protein, it also comes with fiber, antioxidants, phytonutrients, complex carbohydrates, right? So you're getting a complete nutritional package with these plant foods. So you can see a bunch of them here on the screen. They might look small, but they are mighty. Today we're going to be talking and showcasing the edamame, hemp seeds and flax seeds, tofu, and chia seeds. So again, small but mighty. For an example, like chia seeds, 2 tablespoons, 6 grams of protein. Hemp seeds, 10 grams and 3 tablespoons. Edamame, 17 grams of protein per cup. So again, plant foods can be very plant strong in protein. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and pass this over to Chef to briefly review the recipes, and then I'll pull this down.
Okay, so we're going to start with the tofu burgers, and this is a nice flavorful burger recipe where you've got some curry and some cumin that are going to be, and a little bit of just the salt and pepper, and it's got mustard in it, which adds a really nice flavor. And then we're going to saute some vegetables. We have onions and bell peppers and mushrooms and celery and carrots. So it's got a lot of vegetables in it. And then we're going to bind it and we're going to pan fry it, or you can bake it. So we'll make that recipe first after we go through all of the talking through.
All right, and the way we kind of broached it was, you guys, like kind of a main dish, a smoothie, we got breakfast, kind of snacks and desserts. So we can kind of get protein at all of these different meals. So let's hear about the smoothie. This is the one from the Food Revolution Summit also.
Right. So it starts out with 2 cups of unsweetened soy milk. And then you just blend in some, I froze some bananas, and I have a mix of cherries and strawberries today. We're going to blend that. That'll make it nice and thick. You can do hemp seeds or flax seeds for a thickener and extra protein. And then we have a little bit of vanilla and either peanut butter or almond butter. You could use, any kind of a nut butter in there too. And then we're just going to blend it up and hopefully enjoy.
Yeah, great way to kind of pack a lot of protein into 1 cup.
Yeah.
All right, and then we got our edamame dip.
Yeah, so our edamame is shelled edamame, and it's pre-cooked. So I went ahead and cooked the edamame. And then we're going to add some avocado. We're going to put it in a food processor with some lime or lemon juice, little green onions, some garlic, and some olive oil, and a little bit of water and cayenne, just a little, or it could be something else that has a little kick to it. It could be sambal or sriracha, something like that. Yeah, so that's the dip that we're going to be making today.
And last but not least, we've got protein dessert as well. So a simple chia pudding.
Yeah, so this one is just kind of, you can go all different directions with this, but this is a nice basic recipe that you can play with. You start out with 1.5 cups of milk, and then you add 1/3 cup of chia seed and some vanilla and a sweetener of your choice, pinch of salt, and then you just shake it up in a mason jar. Let's see, a pint mason jar, and then you let it thicken, and then you can top it with whatever.
All
That's
right.
great. I'm so excited, Heather. All these types of protein that you just didn't think about, you know?
I
So,
know.
yeah, it's great.
Awesome.
Yeah, so you should be able to see Chef on the screen and her pan on the screen now. So I took the PowerPoint down and we can kick it off with cooking.
Let's go.
All
Let's
right.
see.
So I got some tofu. This one is house brand extra firm. That's what I found at Foodland. And I've drained it, had it dry, and now I've started crumbling it. So this is showing some crumbled. I've just take it and with my hand, crumble it like this. You have 2 hands, goes quicker.
Might have you bring it down a little closer to the pan. There we go.
Okay.
Perfect. Thank you.
And that's what that looks like. It's just, yeah. Hopefully it's self-explanatory. Okay, so my pan is a nonstick pan and it is heating up right now. So I'm going to I actually add a little bit of olive and avocado oil because avocado oil takes heat a little bit better. So I have a combination there going today. And I am going to add in the onions. You pretty much just put everything in, making a nice sizzling sound. This chopped mushroom and celery and red bell pepper. And I chopped them all about, just chopped fine, all about the same size. So I'm going to get them flat against the bottom of the pan, get them cooking.
Looks pretty already.
Yeah, and I grated the carrots, so I'm going to add them just in a few minutes because they're thinner, is what the carrots look like. This I have one of these portable stoves that heats up really fast, so just trying to be mindful of the high heat.
Of course, we want to have safety first, but I love that we can, like how we just talked about, we want to add color to our foods, and look at all the color, like Alyssa was just saying, right in this, in there already.
Right.
We know we're moving in the right direction. Yeah.
Nice way to get it for your family, to get all these vegetables in and all in a patty. So many different things.
This is a little bit of fresh parsley and carrot.
And sometimes starting with a burger, right, it's kind of like a classic shape or the name of it. Like it's a little bit more of a easier transition than maybe some other foods, because you can still form it into a patty and do stuff. You're just kind of swapping out your main protein, which in this case is the tofu. And, you know, tofu also packs quite a punch when it comes to protein. There's 18 grams per 6 ounces of protein. I mean, 6 ounces of tofu. Yeah.
While this is just finishing sauteing, I'll add a little bit of the curry, cumin, and salt. Wait for the salt. When you heat spices, it tends to release the flavors. The curry powder, though, you want to make sure you don't burn it. So you would want to make sure, you know, stir it around. I see a label. I see a label that probably came from the red bell pepper. It's popping up. Okay. See me grab something. That's what it is. All right, so there you go.
Okay, and then Carrie said too, does higher protein help with something health-wise? Protein is just part of a balanced diet. And so, you know, we just want to make sure that we're swapping out meat kind of protein, animal protein with a plant protein. And so it just comes as part of a balanced diet.
It's also
and then,
really important in our muscles. I mean, it's really an important part of helping our body heal.
Yeah,
Stay
builds and
strong.
repairs the tissues of your body. Yeah, helps you
So
feel
what
full.
I'm going to do is I'm going to move this and show you how I mix it into the, I'm going to move this here.
Tofu.
Yeah, mix it into the tofu. So, burner's hot, so just want to
Be safe.
be mindful of moving it.
Yes,
Oh,
please.
Yeah, don't. Yes, we want you to be safe.
okay.
We have a lot more dishes.
Yeah, right. Okay, so I got the tofu here, and I am going to, okay, hold on, sorry.
And as you're doing it, what I love is how much you can get out of one of those packets of tofu. Like how much you can make.
Yeah.
When you made the Asian tofu burgers, I was new to making all of that. And it is a go-to. One container can make a lot. I don't remember what it says on this, but it is
like
fantastic.
6 or 8 patties.
Yeah,
Yep.
It depends on the size of your patties too, yeah. So I actually have 3 little scoopers here to show, because you could make them like sliders, or you could make them a regular burger. So I've got this one, and then I've got this one, which would be kind of the slider. Let me see if I go higher. Yeah,
pull it back down right there.
There.
Perfect.
And then there's this one, if you want to do like little cocktail little meatballs or something, and veggie tofu balls. So you've got, you know, you can, depending on which one you use, is what your yield would be too, yeah. Okay, so I've got the vegetables, I've got the tofu. I'm going to put in the rest of the salt and some curry powder. I have egg replacer. So egg replacer is like a binder, and this one is I think it's Bob's Red Mill. It's like a dry egg replacer. So you can, depending on how you use it, you can add it dry into something like this, or if you were going to make something like cookies or brownies, or it depends upon what the recipe is, but you can add water to it and then it would thicken up kind of like an egg. So there's 2 ways you can add egg replacer.
Could you also use like a flax egg or?
Yes, you could.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And so now I'll add in my mustard.
Yes.
And I, you know, you could use any kind of mustard. I tend to be a ballpark mustard
We
kind of
have
a girl.
question for you really quick. You can use a regular egg too if you're not vegan.
Yes.
Just,
Yes, you
it finds
can.
it. Yes, you can.
Yeah.
Good question.
And then I have a little bit of mayonnaise, adds a little richness. So it's just got a tablespoon of veganese. Okay, I'll put that over there. And then we're going to add some panko or breadcrumbs and quick oats. And that'll thicken everything up, and then we can form them into patties.
That's what mustard you use. Was it like Dijon? Did you use
No,
Dijon?
I use ballpark, the regular, but you could use Dijon, you could use the stone ground, whatever you like. I actually have all 3 in the house. Yes. I think I hear, it seems to me people like Dijon. Quite a lot of people like
I think that's
Dijon.
what I usually use for this
my
recipe
favorite.
too. I love it. I like it.
I think it's the one I have, so.
Dijon. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to put gloves on. And this is just kind of a, you know, it depends on what brand of tofu you use and how dry it is and how firm it is. So I'm just going to add as needed. I've got some panko, the Japanese breadcrumbs. You could also,
it's a great, that's a great breadcrumb. It's so light and crunchy.
Yes, it is. You could also, like, if you could do gluten-free breadcrumbs. You could even do like chickpea flour if you were trying to just get away from, that'd be another way you could bind it. Okay, I'm gonna add some oats.
Just the rolled oats, plain.
Yeah, quick oats.
Quick oats.
Mhm. Yeah,
But you could, if you had the old fashioned, I only have the old fashioned, those will work
you
too.
can,
Not
they're
a
just
quick,
not gonna,
yeah.
you'll taste them more. It's not a biggie. Okay, so you can see how it's firming up, yeah?
All right. Did we answer Carrie's question about the quick oats?
Sorry, but just that you can, yes. Oh,
Yeah.
steel cut may not work as
No,
well. I would say
no.
regular oats or quick oats would be the
Yeah,
way
I
to
wouldn't,
go. Yeah,
I wouldn't
steel
use
oat,
steel
yeah.
cut. Yeah,
Okay, so
so,
probably
Tusk.
not the steel cut. Yeah.
yeah. So let me just get my other glove on here. This is kind of what we're looking for. Something that will hold together. It won't fall apart.
Yeah, but I am going to say, like, she makes it look so easy. The first time I was cooking along with you, I made the Asian tofu burgers, and I didn't have it quite right, and they fell apart, and they were still delicious. Like there was a hand coming in the screen because everyone in my family kept grabbing it. I got much better at making the patties, but even if they fall apart, if you're new to this, don't panic. Just enjoy.
All right, give me a second here.
And while you're doing that too, like Carrie said, it looks like scrambled eggs. And it's a good point, Carrie, because there are tofu scrambles where they use turmeric, right? You crumble the tofu like that and you add turmeric to it and then
Yes.
it takes on the yellow color and it's like a
Yes.
tofu scrambled egg. So
Mhm.
good pickup on that. You can use it for breakfast as well.
Right. Yeah, those are wonderful in like burritos.
Mm-hmm. Let's see, she was
Okay.
saying, do you press harder or how do you get it to not fall apart? So if you're having an issue with it falling apart, what would you suggest?
I would add a little bit more panko or oatmeal. Yeah, and that'll bind it.
You learn these things as you go, but I was very new to trying to do tofu. So it was just, I'm one of those people, if I follow it exactly, I don't get it. And you and Heather were making them beautifully and I just laughed, but it was delicious. And now I'm an expert. But not as fast as you at it, but good fun to play with tofu.
So I just want to, oh, my hands are wet. It's hard to put gloves on when your hands are wet.
That's always
But
a
I
challenge.
wanted to get in there and show you what we're looking for,
Yeah, no, it's helpful.
So, yeah. So I'm gonna do one with, just so you can see, I've got these great scoops. So this is more the lighter side, but you can just scoop it and then put it in the pan. Not going all the way in. Okay. Let me see if I can scooch this.
It's good. It looks
Is that
good.
okay?
Yeah, it looks
Okay, all right.
perfect.
Okay.
You're set.
All right. So one of the things you can do is you can pan fry this on both sides. Or you can bake it in the oven. Sometimes I do just a quick pan fry and then I bake it. So it's kind of like a combination. So the outside gets nice and crispy. You could even do this where you could take some extra panko, kind of like the Asian ones, right? And you can put a little crunch on the outside and then pan fry them like that. I'm just kind of showing you little variations.
Nice.
This one could be the ball.
And I think, Heather, you're saying something great because meal prep. I know you do this a lot. Maybe you can say how far ahead, how you do that.
Yeah, so if I do this, I usually have a day of the week that's kind of my cooking day. So maybe I make this on a Sunday, and I think it makes like at least six, maybe eight patties, like she was saying, depending upon the size. I tend to bake it. Yeah, and then I just put it in containers for the week. If they're smaller, I might have two per serving, right? That's kind of my lunch with a salad or something with it, and it's great.
Did you do it with chutney?
I did. So
Okay.
I like having it with a little sauce. So I just purchased the mango chutney from the store and then just kind of put some of that on top. But I don't know if you have any other recommendations.
But quick
Well,
question, Heather, do you cook
yeah.
it, do you prep it and have it raw, or you
Oh,
cook them
I
all and
cook
then
it.
have them cooked? Yeah, you cook it.
Yeah, I cook it all first and then I store it in the container, and then when I'm ready to eat it, I either you can microwave it, or I have an air fryer, so I'll just, pop it in the air fryer so it kind of crisps up a little bit on the outside again and do it that way.
Um, yeah, I was looking up, actually, and this came out of the Dash of Aloha cookbook, yeah. And so I was looking at, there's actually the cabbage rolls are in there, and they had like a pineapple, kind of a glaze. And I thought, oh, that would be kind of nice. For some reason, I keep thinking about that sweet sour, kind of like a little sauce
Yep.
glaze for this. I would think because of the curry and the chutney, and then I had gotten some guava jelly from anyways, I had some in the cupboard, and I was thinking that instead of the pineapple juice, I could do a little guava jelly, or you could do fruit sweetened apricots, or kind of a jelly, or you could just put a little glaze on top, something like that. That could be instead of like the chutney kind of a flavor. So
You're making us hungry here. Look at how great those look.
yeah. So you can see they're holding together. They're frying up well. I think I'll do the same thing where well, what Heather was saying, that she would bake them. So I've got them pan fried on both sides. I've got putting them in a parchment lined baking sheet, and then I will just bake them off a little later once I'm done with this glass.
How much would you bake it for, or how long would you bake it for after pan frying?
Yeah, I would probably do it about 20 minutes.
Okay.
On 350?
Just, yeah, 350. And, I'm not, you could also keep some of this filling, and, you could bake it off. You could either bake it off all at once, like Heather was talking about, or you can save this in the fridge and do it as you want it. But you can see it makes quite a bit. I still have quite a bit here. I probably have about 4 more burgers, but I also made them on the smaller side. So I would probably not eat it in a roll myself. I don't eat a lot of bread, but it
Lettuce
sounds
would be great on a lettuce wrap.
A lettuce wrap or something,
yeah,
Mhm.
lettuce
or on a
wrap would
salad.
be
But I do want to,
delicious.
put a little note to you guys. If you are making those small size ones, when you put them in the oven, just watch it. It depends on the size of your burger. So I would say between that 15 to 20 minutes. But if you have little balls, or like the meatballs, so they're not, I shouldn't say meatball, the small size tofu balls, no meatballs here.
Yeah, and then Carrie, when you talk about the pan frying, yeah, so you could either pan fry so it's heated all the way through. I don't know if
Right.
Chef, you would recommend maybe putting a cover on it or something like that to get it to heat up all the way through, or
You could, yeah. Them quicken the heating process, but you kind of want it crispy on both sides. So I would probably take it off and finish it without, the lid for a while.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
nice.
So kind of options. You can either just bake it only, you can just put it in the fry pan only, or you can do a combination of pan frying for a few minutes to get the crust and then baking it for about 20 minutes after that to kind of cook it all the way through. Different options.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Now we'll go on to
Okay.
our next
Any
recipe. Now we're going
questions?
to,
Any
yeah.
further
Yeah, any
questions?
other questions that seem doable for you guys? Say, like I said, these are one of my go-tos. This one and that other tofu burger we do
Yeah.
sometimes.
Just nice. So on to the smoothie. Is that right? That's our next, yeah.
Just quickly. get
Clean
the
up, this
ingredients
is the
out for you.
key, exactly. And look at just a quick cleanup between, which is always good.
Yeah,
Now I'm
exactly.
going to, while we're doing it, just because this is the one with our hemp, is that right? I'm going to put in a couple pictures just in case you don't know what that is. I'm going to do that because right in the chat. How many of you guys, you can say yes or no, use something like a hemp seed or chia seed? Have you guys been using those? Let us know. Something were all new to me. Yeah, that's great. I know I love the texture of the chia. We're going to be getting into that. And just do a couple pictures in
Yeah.
here as she's setting up of what that kind of looks like, because hemp was new to me.
Mhm.
I
Yeah, and hemp
wasn't,
seeds are great. You can sprinkle those on salads. Again, there's, a lot of, since we're talking about protein in this class, there's a lot of protein in those hemp seeds and omega-3s at the same time. So 10 grams of protein for 3 tablespoons. So that's why it can be easy to add to smoothies or to salads or on top of your oatmeal or things like that. And if you're somebody who doesn't eat hemp seeds, you could also replace, like we're doing today, with flax seeds. Yes, they do sell them at Costco. At least that's where I had last gotten a bag for myself. So I think they still sell it.
All right. So this is nice and simple. Thank you,
Yeah.
Ocean Robins.
yeah. And I just put a picture in of like kind of what hemp seeds look like, just because Chef isn't using that on
Yeah.
hers. Or that's hemp hearts, but hemp seeds might be a little darker. If you don't know, I just put them in on the side for you to take a look at as well. I'm getting hungry. I'm ready for this smoothie for sure.
Yes,
Yeah.
great way to start the
Yeah.
day or a
Yes.
snack. Yep.
All right.
Yeah, and it's so fun that you can choose what fruit you want in it. So really kind of change the flavor profile. So today we're going to be using, like I said, some apple bananas that I froze this morning, some cherries and strawberries. So I've got 2 cups of soy milk. I got silk soy milk. It's unsweetened. And pretty much you just lop everything in. I guess I'll put that there. Would that help? Does that
It's
help a
great. I've
little
got
bit
both I
visual?
have both showing so we can see.
Okay. This is stuck to I put it in there we go. There we go.
Did you freeze your cherries too? And yeah, it's so nice.
I buy them at Safeway. So I have
Yeah.
some frozen organic strawberries and cherries, and then I have a bag of mixed berries. That works better than buying a big Costco one for me, just, the volume. This is the 2 tablespoons. I used golden flax seeds. There's golden and there's brown, and the golden ones have much milder flavor. And I try and buy them whole and then grind them. I have like a coffee grinder that I use just for spices. So we've got
I think
that.
that's key too, because if you get them whole, our body actually can't digest it. It just kind of moves through. So it's really key to either buy them ground or grind them at home before using them. Yep.
And it's good to keep them in the fridge or freezer, especially after they're ground, because they can oxidize quite quickly. All right. So here's the nut butter and a little bit of vanilla. Okay, I've got a little bit here, and then the rest goes to the chia demo. So I'm going to move that over here. And then I'm just going to go quickly in the kitchen and blend this. So if you give me a sec, I'll be right back.
Yeah, so we're looking at in this one smoothie, probably getting 30 to 40 grams of protein, because if you got, a couple cups of organic soy milk, might be 20. You got the peanut butter that's got protein, hemp hearts, several in there. So, this can be a protein packed, again, starter to the day, after workout, snack, something to tide you over.
I cannot believe how quiet
I know, mine is not that quiet at all.
My Vitamix?
Yeah, we
Yes,
didn't
I
hear
have
a
to hold
thing.
my ears for my blender.
Really?
And look at how much was made with that.
Yeah,
That looks
so
great.
that's yeah, there's still plenty in the
Yeah,
so yeah, it's beautiful.
delicious.
Delicious. Yeah. I've got this thing that I really like, almond flavor with cherries. So I was thinking that would be really nice to put
Ooh,
just
I
a
love
little bit
that
of almond
too.
extract, in with this. I think that would bump up the flavor a little bit.
And I think what's
Good idea.
nice with smoothies, right? Play around with the fruits.
Oh, yeah.
Not fruits, the fruits, the soy milk or the almond milk, or, do you like to put a little bit of yogurt in it? I think that's what's fun with smoothies.
Right.
And so you really can get a lot.
They're, yeah, it's just so, these are great templates to kind of do whatever you like, right?
Exactly.
Mhm.
But, it's also nice to get all of our fiber and whole fruits and whole vegetables. But
Yes.
sometimes when you're on the go and you need something that's going to sustain you, much better to have that smoothie, something delicious to eat.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a place
Yeah.
for it all.
You don't have time to stop, and eat.
Yes.
You can get some nutrition through a nice hearty drink.
Yeah. Or
Okay.
instead of grabbing that unhealthy snack in the middle of the day, if you can't get something, go for something with a little protein and fiber and vitamins. Yep. All right, so what are we on to now? We are making
We are
our
edamame. Do I
edamame.
this way?
That's fine. That's perfect. I'll have both. Right, no,
No,
right
this way.
Back towards, right there.
Oh,
It's fine.
Okay.
And
All
before
right,
we move
very
on,
good.
I just want to ask Carrie's question. So she was just asking with the flax in there. Don't know if you know this. Does it get thick or slimy if it sits too long?
It will get thick.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So kind of drink it right away, or if you're using the hemp seeds, I don't know that it would have the same issue, but
I'm not
yeah.
sure about the hemp seeds, whether that happens.
I feel like in general, smoothies are kind of better right away.
Fresh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so you have to
Yeah.
give it a good
Yeah.
swish around again if you're going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Good question.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
On to the edamame dip.
Okay, so
Okay.
yeah, I got a bag of edamame yesterday. I went to Foodland and they sell the depotted, what's it called? Just the the edamame beans. So I cooked them up, and so I'm gonna just put them in the food processor. I sometimes just buy them and take them out of the pods if I can't find. But it is a nice little, it helps, makes things a little easier. And then I lucked out on avocados because you never know, right, with avocados. I got them yesterday and look, they're beautiful. So that's
Wonderful.
nice.
Nice.
And one of the tricks that I do is so I cut them in half and then I cut the side with the seed. I cut it in half again so that it's easy to just kind of twist off of the seed. So you don't have to try and,
Oh, that's a great idea. Because I'm always whacking the seed, pulling it out and scooping it.
right?
So say that again, you cut it in half and then you cut.
And then the one that has the seed, I cut that one in half so that I can get it
Pull it
out easily. Yeah. And this one's a nice one where it's just peeling right off. And then that seed will pop out. And I'm making a mess, but okay. And then these two, I'll just use a spoon. Put them off. Already know it's going to be good, right?
I know. I love it. Just don't blend that seed that fell
Yeah,
in
I see
there.
the seed in there.
I see the
Yep.
seed. See it?
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah, no, letting that.
It just fell behind the, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so bear with my hands. I've got some green onion and garlic, so I'm going to add in. And I have, this is another trick that I do is, so it called for lime juice or lemon juice. And I actually just, instead of going through the whole juicing process, I actually just cut it out of the
segments.
skin.
Yeah.
So it's equivalent to, because it's going to be blended anyways, you don't have to go through the whole juicing process. It's just a little trick that I do. And then I've got cayenne, salt and pepper, and a little bit of water. So I'm just going to first put this away and get my hands a little cleaner, and I'm going to add the water and we'll process it up.
It looks vibrant already.
I was gonna say so much colorful food, and the thing that with that lime in there, it's gonna really help keep that avocado and all the colors stay vibrant, right?
Good point. Yeah, because we're always worried about those things going brown. So yeah, serves a purpose.
So it says to start with a half a cup of warm water. So I'm going to start off with half of the half just to see how things are going, depending, depends on the size of how much avocado, all of that. So I'm going to start it.
I mean, I think that's a good point. You can you can always add more, but you can't take it out. So if you have the half
Yeah.
cup, just
Yeah.
do it a little at a time. Glad we caught that seed. That wouldn't have been fun for your machine.
Well, it would have made a good groany noise for sure.
I'm thinking this would be a good spread on like, bread or sandwich or
Yeah,
something too, right?
I know. I'm going to a little brunch. I'm like, I know what I'm bringing. I'm gonna not, it's like lunch brunch. I'm like, this would be
Yeah,
perfect as a little
perfect.
appetizer, a little extra protein,
Yeah,
delicious.
fiber.
Yep,
Are you okay
fiber.
with the noise or should I move
We
the
Oh, we
can't
don't
even
table?
we
hear
don't hear
it.
anything.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, just the start.
A little whir and
That's it.
then
It's kind
that's
of
it.
fun. Then silence. I feel like this could be a calm story here for me. It's very relaxing. Oh, we had a question. Why does the water have to be warm? Just to help it blend? She probably might not be able to hear. It might be loud for
Yeah,
her over there.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a little loud.
Chef, yeah, did
Yes.
you, why does the water have to be warm or does it have to be? Does it matter? Does it help it?
It's a very good question. I think it just helps it. Yeah, it was the recipe. This is a
Emulsify.
recipe I've used before, and
Yeah,
I'm not quite sure why it's warm. Um, I think anything warm because if the edamame's been recently cooked, which I did it several hours ago, everything will process better if it's warmer.
yeah.
I don't think it's a big deal. It could be room temperature. But sometimes you see, I don't know, I'm sorry, I'm kind of segueing across here. I'm not sure if I actually answered the question, other than saying I'm not sure. Have you ever seen where they say to make hummus and to add ice cubes? And I've always wondered
No.
why.
Oh, I haven't done that.
Yeah, I don't know. I just thought that was, so I haven't figured that one out.
We'll get back to you on that. We'll have to look into the reason. I mean, it seems like it would make everything not seize up or any issues to be warm, but we should get the real scoop on that.
So you can process this kind of like hummus, however you want it, a little chunky or not, but I think I'll stop here just for the sake of you get the point. You process it till smooth, and then you can put it in. Oh, if I can get it out gracefully.
And what I really love with everything that you're doing, I mean, we're making 4 different things that breakfast, snack, dinner, all of this with a little bit of food prep, you're really set when it's busy, when we're all maybe feeling overwhelmed and don't know what to grab. Just a little bit of effort. It hasn't even been 45 minutes and all of these things with a little extra
Yeah,
time. It
yeah,
does make a difference. It really helps keep us healthy.
I agree. My world has been a little bit busier than normal, and it is always nice to come home to something waiting. You're like, oh my gosh, I don't have to think about it. There's
And
something
it's so
made in the
true.
fridge.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with the
Look, isn't that
benefits of food
nice?
prep, it seems like, oh, you got to invest
Oh,
this time up front. But I tell you, coming home after a long day when energy's low and stress is high,
yeah,
having something
right.
in the fridge is just like, yeah,
Oh,
huge
so
relief.
helpful. But anyways, this is a little
That's
gauge
Beautiful.
of what
great.
you have. So we've got some dip,
Did you put just
and
parsley on it or a little
I
green
put a little
onion?
parsley. I had
Parsley.
parsley and a little cilantro, so I just put some
Yeah.
on top just for a little color.
Yeah.
And in a
There you
pretty
go.
Yeah.
bowl always helps
And a
too.
pretty
Yes.
bowl.
Complementary colors.
We did just say this in one of our classes that Heather and I teach. Have some fun with your herbs and spices. Like,
Yeah.
try the parsley, try a little garnish, try the dill, try things and see what you like. There's just, I encourage
Yeah.
you, maybe
And
that's something to give it a go.
spices,
Mm-hmm.
I could see a little drizzle of toasted sesame oil, or, you could do a little
Yeah,
black sesame seeds or some green onions. I mean, you could have all kinds of fun with this.
yeah,
First by presentation.
Yeah.
exactly. Perfect. All
Yeah, we
right,
eat
one
with our
more.
eyes as well. So you're right, putting that little investment with those little add-ons just make it more inviting.
And just the little, as Chef was cooking up the tofu burgers, sometimes I've joked in another class, like with olive oil, we might go glug, glug, glug. You don't need a lot. Sometimes you can spray it into the pan or use less and start, we don't think about it. But what I love when Chef is cooking is you really can do a lot without adding a lot of extra fats or a lot of extra things. A little bit of water, things that we always thought we had to emulsify with, trying things like mustard. Just change it around a little. Get curious. Ooh, this will be fun. Although I love the edamame next to our.
Next to our dessert.
I know. I'm like,
I
right. You
know.
just don't mix. But avocado. You've taught us that. We've had some fun with that. Avocado puddings.
Now, I love that this protein will find its way
Yes.
into our dessert. So again, chia seeds, nutrient-dense powerhouses packed with protein, omega-3 fatty acids, antioxidants, just highly versatile. So let's see what we can do.
Yeah. What do you have the protein in there, Heather? Did you have a little stat on that? I can't remember.
Yeah, well, the chia seeds have 6 grams per 2 tablespoons, and I'm not sure. I'd have to look at the recipe back again to see how many tablespoons are in this recipe. Let's see.
And if
1/3 cup.
1/3. If you used, a different kind of milk, I used almond milk. If you use soy milk, that would bump it up.
Boost it up again.
Right.
Yep.
Okay. It's all yours, Chef.
Okay. So these are what chia seeds look like. They're little black seeds. There's actually white ones, and they are named Salba, S-A-L-B-A, the white chia seeds. So when you make a pudding, it's actually not as dark, which is kind of nice sometimes, depending upon how you want to present it. But I also, though, haven't seen Salba in a long time in the stores, but I used to buy them years ago. I don't use a lot of chia myself. But this is the one that I made this morning. So I will go ahead and after I put together this nice little pudding for you, I will show you the end product. So I have 1.5 cups of almond milk. I will pour in my chia seeds. I've got maple syrup, or in my sweetener of choice. I've got some vanilla and a pinch of salt. Put the rest of that maple syrup in there. Okay, and then you just put on the lid. I like to get these plastic lids for the mason jars. And you just shake it and shake it, and it'll start thickening, and you might want to continue, shake it every once in a while so that it doesn't all like get glommy and thick in the bottom. This is what it looks like. I don't know if you can see after a day of thickening. Probably thicker tomorrow morning. And I'm going to pour it in the bowl so you can see it's pretty thick. And then you can top it with nuts, fruits, dried fruits.
It looks like tapioca.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that's why, I love the texture. Some people, if you don't want it as gel-like, you don't have it quite the same. But I think that's what was such the joy. It reminded us all of something like that. Yeah.
Right. You could do a little bit of sliced mangoes, like mango sticky rice, that kind of thing, or how they do tapioca with sweet mangoes. Anyways, it's a great, easy way to have a treat. The other, I found a recipe actually in that, I'm not sure if we did it before, but I was looking for one of these plastic sleeves to put the recipe in. And on the back here is overnight chia oats, which we had add oats to this, as well as some dried fruit, and then let it sit overnight. So that's another option too. If you wanted to reverse this and make it breakfast, you could add some oats to it, and then you could have like a breakfast bowl. So there's another option.
Well, I mean, I learned something new. I never knew there were white chia seeds. So now I'm going to be on the hunt to see what that's like. I know they are harder to come by, but that's great. but
I'll try and find them too.
nutritionally, they're almost, I think, equal in value. So
Mhm.
that's
Yeah.
terrific.
And how long did
Wow.
that sit before you got that thickness? Is it truly
This,
overnight or?
probably, well, I think I did it around 1 o'clock. So
Okay.
4 hours.
It's been 4 hours.
Yeah.
Okay.
And how long
And
would it
see how,
last? Do you like how long? I mean, they wouldn't last long because I'd eat it so quickly, but how long can you keep that in the refrigerator afterward? Like
well, I think 2 to 3 days.
2 to 3 days. That's what I would have
That
guessed
would be
too.
my thought. I
Yes.
kind of my max on most things, right? Kind of just check it after 3 days.
David,
Sure,
just
it's
so
okay.
I saw their recipes. So in your email, the recipes, and if you scroll back up in the chat, I put a screenshot of all the recipes Chef did as well. But everyone has this recipe where you, when you logged in on the bottom, Heather might pull up the PowerPoint again.
Mhm.
But you
Mhm. I
guys,
could do that.
those are delicious. I'm so excited to try all of these, Chef. And I think what's really so important is we might have gotten stuck in this idea, if you haven't been eating vegetarian or vegan, that we have to get our protein from meat. I mean, how many of us grew up with this link or this thought? And you've really shown us not only all the nutritions, all the vitamins, all of the value, but look at all the protein we can get from all
Yeah.
of this, all plant-based. Love it.
Yeah. And I love that it just can be showcased in such a variety of forms. You know, we tend
Yep.
to think,
Mhm.
oh, it only looks like this, you know, from an animal and this size and it's a patty or it's whatever. But here, right, we got dips, we got smoothies, we got desserts, we have tofu burgers, right? So you're seeing that you're actually getting it all the time through a variety of different plant foods. So the more variety we can get in, right, the more that we're eating the spectrum of nutrients available to us. So
Yep.
thank you for showcasing all of
Oh,
that.
you are
Beautiful.
welcome.
Beautiful.
You are welcome.
And let me just pull back up our
Yes.
PowerPoint as we kind of start to close out. And of course, if any of you have any additional questions, feel free to put them in the chat here. And we'll make sure to give them to Chef before we end our time together today.
And give us a little tickler for next
Yes,
month's
so guess what, you guys? We do
class.
this
I
every
know.
month. We will be
Yep.
here sharing more recipes and more tips with you. So next month's class is using local produce. I'm super excited to see what we can do. What do we find at the farmers markets or things in our local areas, and how can we make some delicious meals out of that? So that will be on May 28th, 5 to 6 p.m. And here is a flyer, our culinary medicine class flyer. So if you want to look ahead to all the different topics we have for the remainder of the year, that way, you know, you can mark your calendars ahead of time for the ones that you're most excited about and wanting to get some information on. And I think
I
Allison
put
had
it in the
also,
chat. Yeah, I
yeah, she
put the
put it
flyer
into
in
the
there
chat.
too. So scroll on up and keep that on your computer.
Yes. And Carrie, yes, the classes are on Thursday, so usually the fourth Thursday of the month from 5 to 6 p.m. There are some adaptations depending upon if there's a holiday, like in November, there's Thanksgiving, so we do it the week before.
And just a little note, if
Mm-hmm.
you guys are signed up for class, you're going to get these recipes. If you can't join us, we'll still have it set on YouTube so you can watch it
Yeah, you
later.
can watch
So
it.
yeah,
Mm-hmm. Yep, you
there's
don't miss
makes
anything, right? But
you're
always
not
good
going
to
to
be
miss a
here
thing.
live.
Way more fun when you're
Yeah,
here with
way
us
more
live.
fun. Yeah. And then here's a example of our class flyer. So, you know, in addition to this class, we have several other classes that you might be interested in on a wide range of topics. So maybe you're trying to manage a specific health condition like prediabetes or diabetes, or maybe just wanting to get a refresher on, you know, nutrition and healthy eating. We've got dietitians that teach classes. We've got coaches that teach classes, just a wide range. So again, kind of our a la carte sessions, I call them. They're all virtual and offered monthly. And if you want some help with and support with implementing some of what you learned, maybe you find yourself, yeah, I've come to a couple of these classes, but maybe you haven't quite gotten to the part of making the recipes yet. Partner with Allison or I or any of our coaches. We'd love to come alongside you and kind of break down the barriers for that and get you back in your kitchen cooking and actually enjoying these meals or any of the other health goals that you might have as well. So that's it, you guys. We got these last couple of minutes to just celebrate being here, celebrate healthy eating. Thank you so much. Again, open it up for any questions or any last remarks.
Yep. And I really do encourage you guys to have some fun. This is what we love. Maybe you could take it down. We can look at Chef's food. And
Sure.
Chef, since we're at the end, we thank you, Chef Alyssa. You always inspire us. You always give
thank
us these
you.
great ideas for cooking. We just want you to enjoy, and we always look forward. If you come next to the next class, let us know how did it taste? How did you like it? And how are you feeling in the kitchen? So, yeah.
Yes, and thank you,
Thank
Chef
you
Alyssa, for
guys.
miraculously getting in 4 recipes. I think this is like the new
Yes.
threshold of recipes in a
We really
class.
push you. I want to reach through the screen and have some. I'm hungry. Look at that. We've got
Thank
everything
you.
there. So thank you so much.
Oh, getting lots of appreciation in the
Yes,
chat,
Chef.
Chef. And in case you can't see it,
Thank
lots of
you.
people really, they're rushing to the printer to print off the recipes as fast as they can. They're planning to make the tofu burgers this weekend.
Yes.
They're going to get
Yay.
the tofu on sale at Safeway. So I think you've inspired a lot of healthy
Awesome.
eating in the next week, and
Yeah.
beyond.
Exactly.
Yeah. And they
So,
love your tips, all your little tips that you share.
Thank you so much.
thanks,
Yeah.
you guys. Have a great rest of your evening.
You
Thank you,
too.
Chef. Whenever you can log out anytime you like,
Okay.
but we appreciate it. Thank you. Thanks for being
Yes.
here. See
Thank
you
you.
next month.
See you next month, you guys.
See you next month. Bye-bye.
Aloha.